Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good Tavach, Shavua Tov. We are learning Mishnah Pesachim, Perek Daled, Chapter 4, Mishnah Daled, Mishnah 4. Okay, so this chapter has been going through a number of different customs, some related to Pesach, some unrelated to Pesach, and Mishnah Daled reads. Now, there is a halacha that the carbon Pesach, the Paschal sacrifice, had to be roasted over an open fire, right? That's how it was done. That's what had to be done. Based on that, the Mishnah says like this: in a place where the custom is to eat roast meat on the night of Pesach, you can eat. In a place where the custom is not to eat, you don't eat. There was this custom that developed that there was a concern that if you're going to eat roast meat by the Seder on Pesach night, it could appear like you've actually brought a carbon Pesach, which you can't do anymore. There's no Beis HaMikdash, there's no temple. You're not allowed to do that. So it could appear that, this roast meat here, it could appear that, you made a carbon Pesach, because what's this roast meat? And therefore, in some places they were concerned with that. And therefore they said no roast meat at Pesach on Pesach night. The rest of Pesach, go ahead and whatever you want to eat. But the night of the Seder, no roast meat. And other places weren't so concerned to have to be concerned about that, and therefore there wasn't a custom for that. So the Mishnah says, if this is the custom, then it's a binding custom, and you have to listen to it. Now they bring down here, very interestingly, that in all places, it is forbidden to roast a kid, meaning a young goat or lamb, in the exact manner that the Pesach offering was roasted. That is, on a spit with its knees and innards at its sides, and eat it at the Seder meal. This certainly gives an appearance of violating the prohibition of eating the Pesach offering outside of Yerushalayim, right? There it is. You put it, you're roasting it exactly like the carbon Pesach. But I'm not doing the carbon Pesach. I'm just, I'm pretending, I'm doing it like the carbon Pesach was done, but I'm not doing a carbon Pesach. The problem, so there, the halacha is you're not allowed to do that. That's for sure you're not allowed to do. Because that for sure resembles like you're doing a carbon Pesach without a Beis HaMikdash, outside Yerushalayim without a Beis HaMikdash. But the custom went even as far to say that even I don't roast it exactly like the carbon Pesach, like the Paschal sacrifice. Nonetheless, it was still a custom not to eat roast meat, so that it shouldn't appear like you have done that, like you have made a carbon Pesach when you're not when you're not allowed to anymore. Okay, meaning at least outside of Yerushalayim. Okay, now Mishnah continues. Now this is talking about customs. This is unrelated to Pesach. Places where the custom is to light a candle on the night of Yom Kippur, we light. In a place where the custom is not to light, we don't light. What's the issue here? The issue is that on Yom Kippur, one is not allowed to have marital relations. And therefore, there became a custom to actually make sure that there would be a light in the bedroom. So that, because when there's a light in the bedroom, that is not going to be the situation that intimacy will take place. And therefore, there was a specific custom to make sure that there would be a candle in the bedroom. Meaning, besides the fact that we light candles on Yom Kippur, right? We light Shabbos candles, we light Yom Kippur candles, and we light that in honor of Yom Kippur. Besides for that, according to this custom, you'd be lighting in the bedroom in order to avoid any kind of issue of intimacy.
So that's
now,
for light.
Excuse me.
That's basically for light.
Well, now to create light, right? There should be light in a situation where, light would not lend to that kind of activity. Now, on the other hand, there were places that are custom not to light, intentionally not to light. No candles on Yom Kippur in the house, dark. Why? So that one should not see their wife, right? And then be aroused to be intimate. So you had both customs revolved around the same idea that one is not permitted to have marital relations on Yom Kippur night. The question is, what would be the best way to to make it to what would be the best way to create a safeguard that it shouldn't come to that. So in some places the custom was to light, which means in addition to the candles you light in honor of Yom Kippur, you light in the bedroom a light. And the malkum that the custom is not to light, they bring down here on the bottom, there's no lighting at all. Umadlikin b'batei knesiyas b'batei midrashis. However, there is no question that we light in the batei knesiyas, in the synagogues, b'batei midrashis, in the study halls, umavoyis ha'afelim, in the dark alleyways, v'agabe ha'chelim, and for someone who is sick. In the shul, the base medrash, and the alleyways, right? It's not a situation of seclusion that there's going to be a concern that something is going to happen there. And therefore, in those places, you want it to be light, right? You want it to be light in the shul, you want it to be light in the study hall, you want it to be light in the dark alleys. And there's no issue there of any kind of problems that could come about with intimacy. And therefore, you light there. And as they say here, and in these, 1 second. Right, okay. And in fact, in these cases I bring down here, since there is no concern for outer relations, it is a mitzvah to light lamps in honor of Yom Kippur, meaning in the shul, you should light. It's a mitzvah to light. In these places, meaning, again, in a situation where there was a custom not to light candles, but in these places where there's no problem with lighting candles because there's no issue of what it could bring to, so therefore you actually should be lighting the candles in these places in honor of Yom Kippur. And also I want to mention, they bring down here that even in the places where they did not light candles on Yom Kippur, there was an exception to that, if it was Shabbos.
Oh.
Shabbos has its own halacha of having candles. So therefore Shabbos they lit. And but if it wasn't Shabbos, then those communities that they were trying to prevent the marital relations, there was no candles. Mm-hmm. Have a wonderful day. A good tavach, shvua tov. All the best.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.